Everybody, welcome back to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to be taking a look at our Oracle VirtualBox. I'm going to show each of you how to set it up, how to get specific operating systems on your VirtualBox and virtual machines, and I'm also going to go over real quick, before we get into that, what the point of using Oracle VM VirtualBox is. So the point of using Oracle VM VirtualBox and virtual machines is to create an environment within your host computer, whether you're running Windows, Linux, Mac, or even Unix. In order to do this, we need to download Oracle VM VirtualBox. Then we have to set up our individual machines with the preferred operating system that we would like to run, while we're also running our Windows or other operating system on our computer. Now, the point of using Oracle VirtualBox and different operating systems, it can be used for a multitude of different reasons. So the most common reasons of using a virtual machine is so that way we can practice using a Linux environment, or we can practice hacking using Kali Linux versus another Windows machine hosted in VirtualBox. This again, it allows us to become very familiar with Linux administration, server administration, ethical hacking, networking, and so many other things. So long as you know what you're doing with an Oracle VirtualBox, you can literally do just about anything, as if you had multiple different computers set up in your home. Now, some of us actually do, but we usually, when we're practicing, we usually stick to the virtual environment. The very first thing that we need to do is go to www.virtualbox.org/wiki/downloads. Click on the host that is currently on your computer. For example, mine is a Windows 10 operating system, therefore I would select Windows host. If you have a Mac computer, then you would select OS X host. If you're running Linux distros or some sort of Linux distribution on your computer rather than Windows or Mac, then you would select Linux distribution. Now, if you're running a Unix distribution, which is highly unlikely if you're just getting into VirtualBox, you would select the Solaris host. After that, you want to, once VirtualBox is downloaded, you just continuously can click on continue, next, or approve or agree, and then it will be downloaded onto your desktop as Oracle VM VirtualBox. Once that is completed, go ahead and search in your current web browser, whether it be Bing, Google, Firefox, DuckDuckGo, Tor, etc., etc. You want to search 7-zip download or 7-zip download. Click onto the download-7-zip.org page and go ahead and download it. Now, this file is as simple as, if you know how to download a song onto your computer, then you know how to download 7-zip. Last but not least, we need to go into offense-security.com and we need to find under our tabs the download Kali Linux, VM, and VirtualBox images. Now, since we have 7-zip, what we want to do is we want to download from our Kali Linux VMware images. I understand that it is not the same as VirtualBox images. As each of you can see, there's no 7-zip file for it. So we go into Kali Linux VMware images and it specifically states 7Z. I highly recommend that you download the 64-bit rather than 32-bit, but it just depends on the architecture of both your VirtualBox and or virtual machine, as well as your host operating system, Windows 10, Mac OS, etc., etc. Once that is done, it may take 2 to 3 minutes. We want to go ahead and minimize this page. As we can see, we have our Kali Linux 2018.4 VM AMD64.7Z. What we do is we right click on that file and we extract here. Now mine is already extracted, as we can see here, so I will double click into here, and we have all different kinds of Kali Linux versions, being the primary virtual machine disk VMD. So I'm going to go ahead and I will exit out of there. Once you double click on Oracle VirtualBox, this should show up. However, there will be no machine as I've had to create this. So what you want to do is you want to create new. We are going to name our operating system Kali Linux, and it will automatically select Linux, but what we want to do is we want to go into Debian 64-bit, considering that Kali Linux has derived from the Debian Linux operating system. What we want to do is click Next, and we want to allocate a specific random access memory size in megabits. Now typically I like to keep it on average 2048, and we click Next, and then what we need to do is use an existing virtual hard disk file. We click onto the little file box there on the right and we go into downloads, Kali Linux, and then we click the top one and we add this to our machines. Not attached, but I want to go ahead and choose, and then we create. Once that is created, all we need to do is hit start, and it should boot you immediately into the Kali Linux operating system. So now that we have Kali Linux running in our Oracle VirtualBox, after a couple of moments that I had to take in order to get it loaded for the very first time, we can begin learning how to use and as well as to understand the Kali Linux operating system. This is going to come at a later tutorial. For now, I want each of you to practice getting this kind of environment set up. Okay, so everybody, now you understand and know how to set up your own Oracle VirtualBox virtual machine using a custom or whichever preferenced Linux operating system or Mac operating system or even a Windows operating system within a virtual environment, and each of you should have the knowledge to set up and create and work with whichever operating system is your personal preference or whichever one that you are attempting to learn more about. So I want to thank each of you for watching these videos. I could not be more excited to be making these things, especially for my fellow students in school. You guys are the greatest, and other YouTube viewers, you guys are also awesome. Thank you everybody for watching these videos and bearing with me while I am teaching each of you things that I'm also just learning. And teaching them kind of solidifies the knowledge that I'm gaining, as well as it's a trial and error process.